Hey y'all, it's me, Niecielynn. This is Flosstube number 80. This is July the 9th, and it is about 9 o'clock, a little after 9. I don't have many whips, but I have a lot of FFOs this week. So we will jump right into those. We've been trying the new format, doing the stitching first, and then questions and comments and stuff later. And that seems to be working out pretty well. That way, if I know a lot of you watch on your lunch, so that way all the really important things, the visual things at least, are up front. And then if you need to just listen the rest of the time or listen and stitch, that's easier too. So I only had 2 whips this week, and one of them is my Noah & Co. here. And it's by Heartstrings. It is hard to find. And like I said, we'll just have to share it around or something when we're done, because this is it. And my needle is still sticking in here because I stitched on it a little bit last night. But I was over here somewhere, and so I filled in this section right here. I'm hoping for maybe get a finish on this one this weekend. That'd be great. He is so cute, and I did use the wrong piece of fabric, so I don't have much border, but it's gonna be fine. It's all fitting. I shortened it up a little bit, but it's okay. But I love it. I just picked the colors. I've changed the colors all up. It is, I would guess from the late 80s, early 90s. I can't remember if we looked and found out which one. 1998. So it is just so much fun. And y'all know I love me a Noah so much. So I did work on it a little bit. I did mainly patriotic stitching because I, for 4th of July. And then I have my Jessie Watson from Hands Across the Sea. It is our autism awareness SAL that Barbara Raspberry Stitcher set up. And she's got it all divided up, as you can see over the side, how much you stitch each month to keep on track for the end of the year. I love that she did that. And I love that she divided the border up, so I don't have to stitch the border up all at once. I didn't do any of the call for collars really. I just switched everything up. I can't be switching threads all these time. I've told y'all this. Each one of these letters is a different color. So you either have to stitch the bottom border in between each section and then be jumping all over the place, which you could do. But I just like to stitch and not have to change my thread 99 times because I'm not about that life. So I have just been picking my colors. I've tried to pick kind of the same number of colors that they had used and then kind of stick with that. So I got this row nearly done here this time. It's beautiful. It is on 32 count golden needle. I think it's French golden needle. It's from Fabrics and Floss by Niecielynn. It is a beautiful fabric. It stitches up nicely. That green, that beautiful green, is DMC 937. It's so pretty. And then the off-white that I'm using is Flesh of My Flesh. It's what I'm using here. And it's just got a tiny little tint of peach in it. So it would be great for stitching little peoples. For little Anglo peoples at least. Not good for anybody else, but because it's pretty pale. But it is super cute and super fun. I do think that the, this one here, you would have to, I'm loving how this is this border here. This one is Hey Jude. and it's brown and this charcoaly color. And it makes such a pretty design as you stitch across with it. So it's this long line here and then some of these curly cues. And I did not redo my nails this week so y'all could see, even swimming every day and digging in the garden, my color streaks hold up really nice, and I am brutal to my fingernails. So fold that back up the right way. When you put up your needlework, if you don't already know this, fold it to the inside. That way if something catches or something, it won't catch on your front. And fold as much of it you can to the inside like that. And then it's a little bit safer inside even inside your bag. It's so much safer. So those are my 2 whips that were not finishes or FFOs this week. They were crazy fun. And I'm going to close that up before these are my colors for the No & Co, and I've got it, I nearly knocked it off on the floor. It's over there. Then I FFO'd the little stocking here. And it is on Flosstube 72. I tell about which sulky colors I used in here. So Flosstube 72 tells about what sulky colors I used and what fabric and everything. And then, because I did all these last year in different colors of red and blue. I think there's red, blue, white, and an off-white is all I used on those. But the tutorial for finishing these, because they finish up so easy, because y'all know I ain't got no skills. This one is this one here in Patriotic July. These I think are still available everywhere. I know Niecielynn had them at Fabric and Floss. I've seen them at the Stitch Niche. I know that Shelly has had them. I think they're not hard to find. So this is this little guy right here. But this is, I use sulkies on it. It's on 30 count using sulkies. If you don't use the 30 count, you're gonna have to adjust the size of these. And I tell about this in Flosstube. I think it's right between 22 and 23 is a tutorial on these stockings. But it gives you, let me fold this way, this little template here. So if you don't use a 30 count or a 15 count, it's gonna be to this little pattern piece isn't gonna fit right. Now, if you used a smaller count, if you used an 8 of 16, it'd be fine. It would just be a tiny bit smaller inside the edge, you know, because it'd be just a little bit smaller. So that's fine. But if you use bigger, you would be hitting the edge, and that would not be cool. So just a little piece I had. This is, I think it's out of the scrapbook section at Joann's. I've had it for a long time. I may have got it when they put it on sale after Christmas. I stitched it on with, this stuff is the best. Y'all told me about this. It's Gutermann's Invisible Thread. It's probably not gonna focus on there, but it's Gutermann's Invisible Thread, and it says it's 100% polyester or something. It's some kind of fake something. You can see it's just like fishing twine, but it's super fine. And that's when I sew this on the top. And I'm gonna see, you can't really, you can see the tiny little holes right there. You can see it has no color. And yes, y'all, when I look off to the side, I'm looking at the hummingbirds are humming by outside. So yeah, if I can sew these, anybody can, trust me. Trust me. Y'all know I ain't got no skills, no skills. But, oh, and then my little charms that y'all seen, how cute are those? So I put him on there too, super cute. So he was already stitched a couple of weeks ago, let's see. That was on the, sometime in May, I think. I stitched him, finished him up in the middle of May. Yeah, so he's been sitting there just waiting. So Wednesday I did Wednesday was the only day I had to myself this week, and so I just Wreck-It Ralphed this whole kitchen and did FFO day. And it was something else. I had stuff everywhere because I had the sewing machine going, I was hand sewing, and I had my paper cutter out to cut the sticky board. I had mess everywhere. Walnut shells, I mean, y'all, it was a hot wreck in here. A hot wreck. I got it done, and I'm so glad. I love FFOing. That's one of my favorite things. So that is Patriotic July stocking, and there's three designs in each one of these books. There's one for every month. This one, I've taken a lot of the ones out of the other months and just made, because I have all 12 months, the different ones over there. This guy I'll just hang over here now when we're done. But he is super fun, and I'm so glad I got him FFO'd. Then I told y'all I was gonna work on the Merrymaking Mini by Heart in Hand. It will be one of the shares today. It is so cute. And they finished theirs with some cute little wool cut fancy behind there. I did mine here. He's just on 2 pieces of little sticky board. And it's on a scrap of 28 count even weave that I had left over, that I wasn't, you know, it was just a tiny scrap literally, but this is so tiny. I mean, you see, this is a little tiny thing. And it is adorable. I got my little charm on here. My initials are right under the charm. Let's see if it'll focus right there. It sewed up no time. I mean, literally in no time. And I left the back undone so you can see I've just got the back on there. I'll put a piece of felt over it to cover it. But that's just a piece of that baker's twine stuck on there like that with some hot glue. But I found this guy at the junk store. I don't know what he's supposed to be. I don't know what he was supposed to hold in there. I don't know. But anyway, I saw him. He was a couple of dollars. And so I grabbed him, and that little guy just kind of sits on there, just happy as he could be. And I love him like that. So this is just a inexpensive finish. I think this was $5. And I thought it was so cute. And I thought I was gonna hang something on the inside, which you could, because there's, see, this one up here. So you could, you know, if you wanted to fold some little fat quarters and stack in there too, like this. But I didn't take the time to fold any up. So I just slammed the door shut and hung him on here. Easy, fast, and cheap. Yay. Like I said, he's on 28 count even weave, and then I used Week Style Work Fathom, Classic Colorworks Cherry Cobbler. My gosh, my writing. Oh, A Wicked Stepmother, Love Letters in the Sand, Silence is Golden, and Why Me Lord are the colors in here. This blue is Why Me Lord. The Silence is Golden are the stars. And then this guy is the Love Letters, the whitish color. And that's just that little blue scrap that's over dyed with Camel Rit-dyed. I've told you I don't bake my finishes because my fabric, because I'm afraid I'll leave them in the oven and burn them up. So I live in fear of that. Sally sent me this little thing, and she said she had already stitched it once. It's by Lizzie Kate, and it's called Liberty. I guess it's just Liberty F167. It's one of the flippets. But it's so cute. And she had done Iberty and the 2 flowers right there. And not the centers, but the stems and the petals like. And so she said, I started stitching this and didn't realize I already stitched it. And so she sent it and sent it with a start already. And so he's here. The only addition, same colors, because I just made a little, I just put them all on a little ring of everything I was going to stitch on last weekend, and they're all right there. So they're all the same colors for the Merrymaking Mini 4th of July, except I added the Classic Colorworks Tyler Boy Blue. And it is so cute. I put the little charm there. And it was such a fun little stitch to finish up real quick. I loved it. I loved doing patriotic stitching this weekend while we were listening to the fireworks. And I'm not a firework watcher. I used to take the kids when I had the kids, because at church, you know, we'd all go up to South Fork Ranch, like used to be on Dallas TV show. They had a big thing with Christian music and all this, and the kids would go, and I would always go as one of the sponsors. But because lots of people won't go with kids, let's be honest, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. But I like the look. I like looking at it. So like if I'm here in the house, like James Williams went on to bed and I watched out the window, I would go to the front of the house and look out the window, because we do have a nice fireworks show here in town, and then several of my neighbors were setting off stuff like nonstop. I don't like loud sounds at all. It really, I find it disconcerting. It rattles me up. I don't like it. So I went and watched, you know, I'll go watch out the window, and I used to go when I had to when the kids were little, but I don't. It doesn't bother me that other people do it. I understand they like it and they love it. I have friends that love it, but I'm not that. It really unnerves me, the loud bam, 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 bam. I don't like it. I've told y'all before, I'm sure I am on the spectrum somewhere. I couldn't take a big group tap class when I was a kid, even though I love to tap. I love tap dancing, but that many shoes going was not for me. I would bawl and cry, and I don't bawl and cry a lot, but loud things like that shake me up. I can't deal with it. So I sat in here and stitched, and he went on to bed early. I don't know why he went on to bed early that day, but he was off on the Monday too. So we went junking and antiquing. And so I had seen this little, some kind of a mandolin or a cheese slicer or something like this. And I don't know why I love old grunged up stuff, but I do. I've had it for years and years, and this carded stuff from one house to the other, and then I get rid of it and get something else again, but I love it. And it just sits on there perfect. It was $8. So, I mean, super, super cheap finish. I love it. I can just pop anything off, and because it's metal, it's just got one little magnet on the back. I didn't even bother putting felt on that one. It'll have to be ugly forever, but I can, you know, switch it out and put anything in there for any season. You could hang it if you wanted to hang it. Y'all know how James Williams is about a hole in the wall. He's about to lose his mind over a hole getting in the wall. So I usually just prop things up because, you know, a hole in the wall. I ain't trying to have to listen to it, but this is Liberty F167 by Lizzie Kate. All the Lizzie Kate patterns have been bought out by 123 Stitch. They bought them out when they retired, and so you can always get these if your LNS doesn't have them, because they've been, I mean, they've been out of print for a little bit. Let me see if this one has a year on here. I don't even see a year on this one, which is odd. Usually things have a year on there somewhere with the, the copyright thing, but I don't see it on here anywhere. But anyway, if your LNS doesn't have it and you want to stitch it, the 123 Stitch has them, and the ones they don't have listed yet, they say they will get them up and listed on the site. So hopefully they will get all of them on there at some point. And then my last one, which is bittersweet because of our Blackbird Designs lost this weekend, is my Hats Off to Uncle Sam. It's on 32 count Confederate Gray. Kim didn't have murky, and so we had this. It's just got the little herringbone stitch all the way around. And then y'all gonna laugh, I'm so weird about being chinchy with linen. I mean, I used it all the way around because, you know, that's visible, but on the bottom, it's just a piece of, kind of, it matches it pretty close, but it's just a piece of fabric from Jerry Lynn. I think it's out of the Flea Market Finds series, maybe. Niecielynn, I know you're out there telling me what I've done wrong, what the right name of it is, and 100 of y'all others too, and I used my that Gutermann's thread again to go around here. And then this is just a single strand of Fathom. And then my little charm is on there. And you can see I got bigger on one side as I was going around. Look, right there, you can tell. I don't worry about things like that. If you're gonna come over here and pick it apart, go on ahead. I do this for fun. I do this. I'm not a real judgy person, even with myself. This is fun. This is a hobby. This is something I do to relax. And I just don't have that personality that everything has to be. I don't have that personality. I do not. And so I don't have to fret about it. But it is hats off to Uncle Sam. And I do intend to write, because I was stitching on it on the 4th of July when Bart passed, and I never got to meet her. That makes me crazy sad. But I'm gonna write on the bottom that I was stitching it while she was on her way to Jesus. I did not use all the pieces and do it exactly as it said as far as the finishing pieces. I used like the technique and everything. I couldn't find just a single box anymore. The box for this, I couldn't find the tall box single. Let me poke this guy down in here. He's a little bit off shape. There we go. And look, this is funny too. I messed up all the edges of all but one. Look, one little stripe didn't get messed up around the edge. I ain't caring about that either. Ooh, there goes the big hawk across my yard. And it's super crazy fun. They have a little ribbon around the bottom right there. I didn't see that ribbon. So I used the middle box of this one, and it is 1664291 from Hobby Lobby. It says get it at Hobby Lobby. I didn't find it all exactly like it was said, but is that gonna focus on there? There we go. It's a set of 3. Paper mache, tall, round, box set, 3-piece. The middle box is the one you need for this. This is the only way I found it at Hobby Lobby. It just says in here, paper mache 4-inch round box. I didn't find a single box like that by itself. And the ones I have from Dollar Tree are a little smaller and they're shorter. They're a little smaller around and they're shorter. So they wouldn't make a good Uncle Sam hat. So, and then they used a thick piece of wood on the bottom. I don't know, I'm a weirdo. I didn't like that it looked thick. I don't know why, because I'm weird. So I found these. It's in the wood pile section. It says 6-inch plywood circles. And the item number is 215822. Let's see if it'll focus on there. 215822. And if you're trying to write all this down, it's at about, start at 23 minutes. If you have to rewind it, go to the 23-minute mark and you can find all this intel. So those are those 2 pieces. So that's the bottom piece, is the 6-inch plywood circle. And then the other one is the round box out here. And then I didn't see the little ribbon. So I just took these little stars, but they didn't peel off good. So I wouldn't use these, but you can see the size of them here. See these big ones? I just looked at the star patterns and tried to guesstimate which one would be about the size that I needed to go around. And so I painted my lid white, then I stuck my stars on, and then I painted it blue, and then peeled the stars off. And so that worked. And then I didn't have any wax. I have some somewhere. I haven't found it since I moved. So I just dry brushed a little bit of brown around mine to dirty it up a little bit. And so my little stars are going around like this. And then it fits in there perfect. I mean, it just sits in there like a dream. Just like that. And then you can just put your little lid on. And he's so cute. So, so cute. But I love my little hat being together. So I think probably what I'll do is find, I don't know if there's actually a back. I'll probably kind of display it something like this, with this just setting up on top or something, but I left the bottom blank, because I'm going to write on it, and I normally would have painted, but I wanted y'all to see it's just a plywood circle. It's just that plywood circle is plywood circle. So if you get this, and it is $3.50, and if you get this, it is $6, and the stickers were $2.50. So, I mean, under 12 bucks if you have paint. If you don't, you'll have to buy the paint, but I think it's about $2 a thing. I used light buttermilk Americana, Royal Navy Americana, and Country Red by Americana, and then just some brown I had and brushed around there. You could use any, you know what? My brown was dried up. I had to make brown. I made brown, as a matter of fact, because my brown was dried up. So Mimi was sitting over here doing a word puzzle, and I was working on all that. So that was my other, I'll set him right here. And then I added the trim. I finished this guy, and I found the shutter for him. Let's see if I can get it out without causing a big catastrophe. Okay, I had it on a different board, and then I found this shutter that is just the right size for these, or for these, because I did them on 28 count. And it is just absolutely a shutter. It still has the handle here. I used this side of it because it's flatter, because this little bump out here. And you can see I just put two, those are things that come on your packs of coffee. If you get bags of coffee beans, those are just those little things. And I just stuck it on the back of it. But I added the rickrack. I finished this last year, but I didn't put any trim on it. And I decided this year that it needed trim, and I wanted to put it on here. And so I added the red rickrack on my finishing day, which to me, doing these long pieces is just a pain. But since I finished it last year, you know, I have my extra weird, lonely, scary 2020, because I wanted to always remember that I was stitching this while we were stuck in the house. I changed my flag to a Texas flag and made little blue bonnets on it. But other than that, it's the same. You can look last year somewhere, it should be the cover picture probably in May, sometime, April, May of 2020. Maybe even later, sometime in the summer or something. Is that gonna sit right there? No, not without me knocking everything off. I'm just gonna set it down on the floor. In this chair right here. And then I piled this up here because I also found this box. This is a fabulous box just to store things in, but for 20 bucks. I went junking and I had all the fun junking. All the fun. So those are, so I stitched and finished Hats Off to Uncle Sam, Merrymaking Mini. I finished the rest of the stitching on Liberty by Lizzie Kate and FFO'd them. And then I FFO'd my Patriotic July stocking from Blackbirds. And then I put the trim on my summer ABCs. Oh, I know, I changed my lemonade to limeade because we drink limeade down here. But y'all, I tell you, I didn't want to use this piece of linen on the bottom of this right here. You're supposed to cut another circle out to put on here. Well, y'all look, I can, Lord, this is 32 count, so it would make the stocking size, but you could probably even do 2 stockings on here. Y'all know I am chinchy with my linen. That is no joke. So chinchy. I'm gonna set that there before I fall off on the floor where y'all be laughing. Thank goodness I'm sitting on a bench, or I probably would have. And like I said, the tutorial for finishing the stockings is right in between Flosstube 22 and 23 because it's easy if you do it that way. The other, let me think. I also found junk, and I'll go ahead because I've got these right here in the way. I found this frame. I think it was $7. And I'm gonna put this in there. So for $7, I found that to go in there. This is some of my good junking. So if you're looking for finishing, if you garage sell or go to antique stores or junk stores or whatever, I found this box, and it's so heavy, and it's like made out of wood. It's like one of the old, it's not an antique cheese box, but it's made out of wood. It's like crazy heavy. So I don't know if this is, I guess one of the ones that's made in the 80s, but it was made, I mean, it's like, it's heavy, heavy. As a matter of fact, when I pick it up every time, I think the girls would put something inside it. But that's perfect for finishing something on the top of. And this one I paid the most for, but it was nice. It's got the beautiful little things here. I don't know what they're called. The little slatty pieces. And it was such a pretty piece of wood. It was $18. I shouldn't have paid that much for it, but I wanted it, so I did. But it's gorgeous. And the Lone Lane boxes, I think, are $100. Now, of course, they have the ring that you can change. But I will probably just finish a piece and set it on top like this, like that. So that worked. Then I got these two tiny ones because I'm a weirdo and I thought they were so cute. They were like $3 and $5 or something, but see, they're little tiny ones. But they're wood, or some kind of, I guess it's balsa wood or something that's so thin, and they get it wet and bend it. But so I found those two. So I got these three, and then the oval one, and then this guy. I don't know if he had cigars in him once, or I don't know. It's just a little box. But it's perfect for putting a design on the top of, or the side of, or on the lid of, whichever you want. But it was just a couple of bucks. So if it's hot and you need to get out and go do something, that's something inside that you want to have a heat stroke possibly doing. Was that everything I had here for this? Before we go to questions and comments? Yeah. Let's see, I got some Happy Mail this week. Let's reach over and get it before I make a big wreck, which I do best. Y'all know me. I'll have an avalanche here in a minute. All right, Kyle just left, and so I did get a big stack of cards from Amy Brown, and y'all know AB is good to me. Look at that little card. Enjoy the little things, and that hedgehog in it. That one will, I'm sure, have to go to Aria, but she's Handmade Cards by Amy. On Facebook and on Instagram, Handmade Cards by Amy. So if you don't make your own cards, which a lot of y'all make beautiful cards and send me, I make a couple a month at the little thing I go to at Billy Nails, but I don't have the stuff to make like a lot of cards, and so she sends me those beautiful cards. And then I got this gorgeous thank you note from Stitcher Mail talking about beautiful cards. Look at this. How cute is that? Our Stitcher Mail made that and sent it to me, and it is so adorable. I love it. Thank you so much. And then I opened it and I think, what is this out here on the porch? And it is from Linda. She said they watch, her husband even watches, so you know how crazy I am. So that's, look at this. So I've got to get this stitched. The girls will think this is the cutest thing ever and will love it. So thank you so much, Linda. She sent it And the pattern, it has all the little fun little beads. And then the flosses to do it with. And then all these beautiful fabrics. Look at these. And it says it's Kitty Corn is the name of it. And it's from Fat Quarter Shop. But y'all, this is the cute, look at this. Little fabrics. It says it's Kitty Corn is the name of it. But those are the sweetest little fabrics. Look at that. And then all these other fun little jobbers. She sent me these gorgeous fun buttons. These safety pins that she antiqued. Got all beautiful and rusty. Look at these little spoons. These little spoons are so cute. And here's some washi tape and some little jingle bells that are rusty. And I don't know if she did them or she bought them that way. I know they're hard to get that way. And this beautiful, look at this Lady Dots Create. And I'm gonna see if it says the color on here. It is Licorice and Jack by Lady Dot Creates. Look at how beautiful that is. And you can see the difference in what I was talking about when I did this one. And I said it didn't have anything to cut off. The instructions said cut off. But this, the instructions said cut off the shiny bits. And this one didn't have any shiny. And I tried cutting it and it just kind of unraveled. But now I can see with the Lady Dots, that makes sense because this is made differently. So you could just cut off that shiny bit there and just have the pom-poms and just glue on the pom-poms. So you could still do it this way, but this way you just have to deal with that little palm that goes around there. So that makes perfect sense now. So thank you for Linda for making, not only for the fabulous gifts, but for clearing up something that I'd been not understanding when they had said that, because I didn't have any Lady Dots. So that is making that perfectly clear, because that was what was different on when I had to do Happy Birthday America. I only had the pom-poms from Joann's. So they are not as nice and fancy as that. So thank you so much, Linda, and your husband. And I don't think it says his name. Does it? Did you tell me his name? No. But happy Friday to him. Himself, as we refer to James Williams around here sometimes, himself. So thank you so much for my cards and all my goodies, and from Mel and Amy and Linda, all my fun things this week. I also got from my library, we're gonna segue right into library here. I have watched a show on Netflix, I think, or Prime, and it's called This Is a Robbery. And it's about the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum when it got robbed. And I vaguely remember something about that. I was early high school, late junior high. It was about 82 or something, I think. But it's called The Memory Palace. Is that where you can read that? Of Isabella Stewart Gardner. My library got it for me on loan from the library at Texas State there in St. Marcus. They had it. My library didn't have it. It charges you $3 here. I don't know if it does that everywhere. I cannot wait to read this. It's see about when she designed it and everything. But you know, that was a huge art heist. If you haven't seen that on TV, it's a good watch. It's a couple of episodes. They never found any of the pieces have ever been recovered. They've never been seen again on the black market. Nothing, and nobody knows what happened to them. I find it fascinating. And then Micah and the girls made me a gift basket this week. It had a bath bomb and all this in it. And I'm reading, this is Taryn Fisher, The Wrong Family. I'm about 3 chapters in on it. It's really good. So if you need some reading this weekend, and the only other thing I have here in my stack show, these are my multimedia scissors. Multimedia. Lord have mercy. Multimedia scissors. I got them at Tuesday morning. I just saw them on a fluke. And I wrote on here so I'd remember what it was. Multimedia. But they're like this. This is the only thing I've found that I can cut mat board or sticky board with to make these circles. This has 2 circles in it, and I cut it out with those scissors. I cannot, there's a little pooch from the seam right there, but I could not get anywhere near round with any other scissors. But once I found these will cut it. They're Fiskars, and it just said multimedia on there, and they are fabulous. Fabulous. So I think that's all I have in my stack of things to tell y'all about before we go to questions and comments. Which I said we were segueing right into library. Adrienne says her library has a stitching group on Saturday, and they stitch and the kids read to the dogs, and I love that. I love that. That is so cute and fun, and that would be the most fun ever. Molly said Lake Erie is so gorgeous right now, and it made me think about, I miss the lake. I grew up on the lake in Waxahachie, and I miss the lake. I always say I'm gonna build dead center of 50 acres, but I might retire to a lake because I love watching the water. I love it. It has a mood, the water has a mood, and the lake changes, and it is gorgeous. That would be, so yeah, if I don't build dead center of my 50 acres, that might be where I'd go, because I do love the lake and I love watching the water and how it changes. And I want to say congratulations to Becca. Becca, and one of y'all asked who Becca is, and she's over here and I don't see it right now. We'll find it in a minute. She is Sambrie, S-A-M-B-R-I-E, Sambrie Stitches on YouTube. And she's going to be an Annie, or a, whatever, I don't know, Auntie. I say Annie. I had an Annie. I never had an auntie. I had an Annie. Auntie would be a little aunt, I think, but maybe not. Maybe not for y'all, but for me. I am a, well, the girls say Tia, like the little non-Hispanic children that they are. It should be Thea, but but I've always been Tia because, well, let's be honest, you know, Denise is hard to say, and my sister always, we called each other sister, so they called me Tia, I'm Tia, and to them, so I hope, that is so fun. New babies are always the most fun. Catch has been at the beach with his mom and dad this week, down to Galveston, and so they sent me some pictures of him, and all, like Baby said, 88 gallons of sunscreen and his little sunglasses and sun shirt and everything. So he has been living it up this week. Keely's driving back right now, so safe travels to him because it's cloudy here and he was already in the rain. I talked to him for a few minutes, and then I told him I'd call him back when I got done filming and talk to him part of the way and check on him. So Kathy, be nice to your poor little pig toe. You done broke that poor little pig toe 3 times, and you're trying to unpack, so you're having to wear a boot and unpack. Leave your shoes on. I don't know what else to say, but leave your shoes on. James Williams' mama went barefoot one time and broke her toe. So maybe everybody ain't meant to go barefoot. I don't know. I don't never wear shoes, hardly. If I'm home, I don't have no shoes on. I don't. Usually if I'm in my yard, unless I'm going out, we have 2 of those, and they're not mesquites. They're not black walnut. They're some kind of, what is it? And it has huge thorns on it, huge thorns. And I can't think which kind they are. And so if I have to go over by them, I put shoes on because the thorns on those, if I'm gonna fall to the ground, will even poke through your tennis shoe. I have to make sure the girls don't go over there barefoot. But maybe just wear some shoes for a while so you can start being nice to your little pig toes again. And Cassie Jo, which if y'all don't watch her, Cassie Jo is on Flosstube, and Cassie Jo Stitches. She has some beautiful projects going, and she says in Michigan they show on their hand what part of Michigan they live in. And I thought that was genius. And they say in time, like, you know, I'd say 30 minutes south of Dallas-Fort Worth. If you ask me where, 30 minutes south of Dallas-Fort Worth, instead of saying, you know, it's 30 miles. I think that's, to me, that makes more sense. I mean, tell me how fast I can get there. I mean, I ain't walking, obviously, so everybody's gonna go about the same. And Jolie, I know I struggle with not stitching on summer all summer, but I'm switching over to fall. I won't start any new. I still have my Liberty Dwells that I'm working on, and yeah, my Language of Liberty banners by Hands On Design. I have those, and so I'll finish up those. I won't probably put anything else patriotic in rotation. Maybe when both of those are done, I might put one in to carry me on through the year, but I will start switching over to fall as I get these things done, because I want to have some new fall pieces finished for when I get to put out fall. So it's hard for me, but I'm switching over to At Home with Brenda. I bet your Summer Jubilee is gorgeous, but you said the dark fabric was so hard, and it is for me. The darker fabric is much harder for me to see and stitch on than I used to stitch on black all the time. I wish I could find some of the pieces that I stitched. Unfortunately, 2 of them were given to Mama, and I don't know if they will ever turn back up. One was on black of, it was Black Ada, but it's Santa Claus praying over baby Jesus in the manger. I don't know where it is at all. It may never be found again. She has those storage buildings, and maybe it is in there. I don't know. But it is, so I try to, that being said, where I was going with that is I do try to, that's the reason I looked at starting my Summer Jubilee on something else, because I have a hard time seeing, really hard time seeing on the dark fabric. So I stitched over on something lighter. And Cheryl, I am I'm praying for you, your chemo and radiation this summer. I hope everything is going as smoothly as it can. Check in from time to time and let us know that you're okay. And Patricia asked how I get so much stitching done. I stitch in the evenings, every evening while James William watches TV. We eat dinner and watch the news, and then Jeopardy, and then The Big Wheel. I love those. I don't like The Price is Right or anything like that. That's not how my brain works. But I love me some Jeopardy. I sit out there and scream out the answers, and James Williams is sitting over there going, how in the world can you not find your way home and you know the answers to these questions? And I'm like, it's just how my brain works. It's just how my brain works. And on the Wheel of Fortune is what we call the big wheel here. My grandma always called it the big wheel. Mama called it the big wheel, and it'll be the big wheel till I die. And so we watch the big wheel. And then I stitch from then till we go to bed. Sometimes I'm even stitching when I'm playing. But so I get a lot of hours at night because our kids are grown and gone. The girls go home. They spent the night 2 nights this week, but still they go, they start winding down. They'll want you to turn a movie on for them to start winding down, about 8 o'clock. And so that's a lot of hours that I get to stitch. And then sometimes in the morning I'll stitch an hour or so real early when I first wake up, but mainly at night. But that's several hours a night, plus on the weekend. If we're not outside, if I'm not swimming or something, or we're not junking or visiting somebody, I stitch. We're in the house and I stitch. So I don't have anything else to do right now. We're not traveling. James Williams is not going to get on an airplane. We're talking about taking a trip or two somewhere, but it'll be driving distance. So, there's nothing else for me to do but just stitch. So I do get a lot of stitching done because I don't have anything else to do. That's what I mean. I get all my cleaning done. I do all my wash one day a week and change my sheets and all that. Then the girls are here and we play outside several days a week. The kids come over and eat one night a week usually. But that still gives me hours and hours and hours of time to stitch. So I just have a lot of free time, I guess. And I don't watch, like he'll turn on a movie and I listen. I'm an audio person, like, for that. And so I'll listen to the movie while I stitch and still know what's going on. He'll say, what about so-and-so? And I'll say, they just said that. Because he can't hear. He thinks he can hear, he can't hear. He can't hear nothing. Thinks he can't hear nothing. High sounds, the girls, when the girls are talking to him, he has to really like look at them and listen because he can't hear high levels. Those high tones, that high pitch, he cannot hear. And so he misses a lot of things on the TV if there's any background noise going on the show. And especially if it's high pitched, it drones out whatever they're saying. So, or drowns out whatever they're saying. And so I'll have to tell him what it's saying. So I just listen and stitch the whole time. So where other people won't stitch while they're watching a movie or something, I stitch while I watch because I really am just listening. I don't watch so much. So I guess that's how I get so much done. Lori, you talking about your daddy making snow ice cream? We got enough snow when I was a little kid one time, and we were little. Like, my sister either had just been born or was not born yet. She must have just been born, I would guess. It was either the year before she was born or like right after, the winter after. So he made snow ice cream. And I'll never forget it. He went out there and caught it in a saucepan outside, and then he put, pet milk in it, and pet milk and sugar, or he put sweet milk in it, like sweetened condensed milk, one or the other. But I thought that was so fun. So thank you for mentioning that and making me think about it. And I want to thank Benita for my summer jubilee. I had so much fun stitching it. I think I'm going to take it to the Stitch Niche and drop it off and let them frame it, because I've looked around for something that's even close to a similar size and I can't find anything. So I'm just going to take it up there and let them put a frame on that thing. But don't get too hot, because it's 91 up there in Wisconsin. That's hot for y'all. That's real hot for y'all. And Wendy, I got to go to the Bahama Bucks. I was so excited. That is the funnest place, and that shaved ice is perfectly shaved. It is so good. But don't get nothing but a baby. I mean, we got, I think, a mediums, and it was huge. Like, a medium is like this, and it was huge. So you don't need nothing but a baby, probably, because they are huge snow cones. But it was so good. James Williams got I got him some kind of Oreo something. So he was just going to eat a little bit of it anyway. And then I got what I thought was going to be a snow cone, but it was some kind of a coconut drink. It was fabulous, but I thought it was a snow cone, but it wasn't. But it was great. So, yes, it was fabulous. And Sunny, I want you to have a birthday party, invite whoever you want. So happy 40th birthday. And she said she used to have a combined birthday party with her family members, and their family would invite their friends with their kids instead of, all her friends. So Sunny, you just have your birthday party and you invite whoever you want. And Denise, thank you. Love you too. That was sweet of you to say. Kendra, happy 90th birthday to your daddy. That is fabulous, and I hope it was a great party. That sounds so fun. And I was laughing, Carol. I'm glad I'm not the only one who gets my days mixed up. She got upset on Thursday because she thought something must have happened to my family because I didn't record, but because she was thinking it was Friday, but it was really Thursday. And so thank you for being worried about me to begin with. And but I'll get to doing something. I'll go start out with my trash. For some reason, I'll have it in my head. It's trash day or recycle day, and I'll walk up the driveway and I'll look around, and ain't nobody got theirs out, and I'm like, okay, well, turn around, take mine back, hope none of my neighbors saw me being crazier than usual out there. Carla, my Wicked Stepmother threads have never run. I know that, anything that's over dyed, they say be cautious with. But I have never, I've used so many of them. And I've never had, I've used all these and a million others, but this is just what I picked up right here. And I've never had a problem with mine running. I didn't get in touch. I should have messaged Frankie this morning early, but I had Aria here and got distracted. I intended to message Frankie and ask her and I got distracted. So Frankie, let me know and I'll tell next week. But I've never had any of mine run at all. I don't normally wash my pieces afterward unless it's a all white piece like that bunny that I did or something like that that's super white, did years ago. But I don't know. I don't usually fool with it anymore. I used to back in the 80s, wash mine always, but I don't anymore. And Stitch with Mail, is your daughter going to SAGU? There in Waxahachie, Waxahachie has the Southwestern Assembly of God University. It's a beautiful campus. It's right there in town. My sister lives like a street off of the campus. So I'm over there all the time. So if she gets sick or whatever, you holler, I can be over there in a minute. But holler when you're down this way. It's a beautiful campus and it's a fabulous school. People love it. We had a couple of girls work for us that were going to SAGU when I worked at the doctor's office. And they were always precious and punctual and so good. So I hope she has a great time. And but holler when you're down this way. There is some places in town you shouldn't miss. Don't forget to go to the courthouse and see our beautiful courthouse and all the things. Okay, and Becky sent me some good tips about my poison ivy, the dreaded poison ivy, because it's still here. Now it's here. It's on my leg and it's on my side. It was only here. I'm hoping it stops, but because y'all don't want to see me on steroids, it is not a pretty thing. She says, which makes sense, this makes perfect sense. If you take a shower with Dawn, wash with Dawn all over your body, and then wash with the gold dial soap, the Dawn is a powerful grease cutter. It really is. Use it, you know, if your animals get cut or whatever, or if I get myself cut, I scrub it out with Dawn. It's like if you're in dirty water and you get a cut or whatever, you know, take a bath in some bleach water. I'm just saying it works. But then the gold dial soap. Gold dial soap used to be gold dial in the Safeguard, I think was the other gold one. There was two. There were strong antibacterial soaps, and you could wash your face with it in a buff puff if you had acne, and it would really clear it up. Like it would really help. So it makes perfect sense. So I don't know why it never occurred to me, because if you cut the oil, the Dawn will cut the oil off, and then the gold dial, I assume, will, you know, kind of tamp down the irritant to your skin. So thank you, that makes perfect sense, and I will try it because I hope this doesn't go all over, because the one on my side is about that big, and the one on my leg is about that big, and there was none there but this one when it started. So thanks, poison ivy. That's one of my questions for Jesus when I get there. Why the poison ivy? Brenda H., I laughed. Her niece would say no jangling money, because the girls would say no circle money. They don't want no circle money. they want paper money. But she said her niece would say no jangling money. I like that. No jangling, but don't be coming to me with no jangling money now. I need some quiet money. That way nobody knows what you got anyway. And don't be letting it be in a big old mess in your purse. Keep your money all lined up. Don't keep it all wadded up in there. Mama Rain be having a fit about you wadding your money up in your purse. Linda said, Linda, I was dying when you were telling me about your oral surgery. I hope you are feeling better. We all know how I stress and get about the dentist. And all your oral surgeries and things, I was about to pass out. I cannot imagine. So I hope you are feeling better and that everything is healing up good, because, oh, Lord have mercy. And Sheila was asking about what I keep glancing to the side. She asked if I had another camera over there. No, I just have my phone right here in front of me, but the window is right here. Let me see if I can, I'm probably gonna mess y'all up, but anyway, the window is right out there to the yard. I'm afraid to turn it anymore. I'm afraid I'll unplug the light, y'all, because y'all know how I'll mess something up. But the girls' little markers are over there. The hummingbirds will go by, because there's a feeder here and there's two feeders out there. And so the hummingbirds, when they go by, I get distracted and I'm like watching them. So Sheila, there's not another camera over there. It's the hummingbirds, which probably they could see through the solar screens, probably be wondering what I'm doing. Oh, and Nanette, how was that red, white, and blue slushy from Sonic? I didn't try one, but I was just wondering if it looked pretty good. And Caroline, I hope that first non-Ada stitch is going smooth. Let me know how it's going. Joyce, I am sorry about the terrible wildfires up there in British Columbia. Y'all are having a time of it in the heat. And she said she had never stitched with any specialty flosses because she was scared of them running. And it's true, my DMCs, I've had to wash those a million times. I've never had any run. But I have had to soak other things that I've spilt stuff on or something, and I've never had a problem. So, I don't know, maybe just get one and try it and see. I've never had a problem with it. So, and Carla and Kara had two comments going right not far apart from each other. Carla said, I didn't see her at the stitch niche. I got to see her at the stitch niche one day when I was in there. And she had her foot in a boot, and she said her foot's still in a boot. And I'm sorry for that. I hate that for you. But she said there is a stitch place in Cleburne called Fancy Stitches, which I've never been to. There went a mockingbird, y'all. He's sitting right up there. Oh, no, he didn't. Lord, it's not a mockingbird. Get out from there now. Oh, Lord. Y'all, one of them little wrens is going up inside my umbrella. Get out of there. Because I've got it down, and he better not be up there trying to build a nest. I'll have to go out there and put it out when we're done. Open it up so he makes sure I don't think he can make him a nest up in there. He's just hopping all over this little table out here with this umbrella. You cannot live there, Lord. Anyway, there's Fancy Stitches in Cleburne, which I did not know about. And then Kara's son-in-law is John, who is the catcher for the Cleburne Railroaders, who is a minor league team over here at Cleburne. And so there is a Fancy Stitches there. So you can hit Arlington and hit the stitch niche, and then when you're in Cleburne, you can go to Fancy Stitches. So you got two when you get to go see the ball game. We have not been to a Railroaders game yet this year, which we need to get us tickets and go, because Daddy loves that. We did that one time with him, and it was so fun. Okay, Anne said when she checked, and I got a message from a couple of other people, that they were unsubscribed, and they don't know why or how. So please check and be sure that you're subscribed, because I don't know what is going on. There's some weirdness going on with my subscriptions. I swear it's weird. They go the same up and down every month. So I don't know. So just check, because I should check all the time, but I'll be honest, I don't. I forget to check all the time, but I do try to check. You're supposed to be subscribed and like and comment on the video for the draws. And so Anne said that somehow she had got unsubscribed. And I've seen Anne and I have been on here talking forever since I started this, I guess. So that is odd. So please just check, because I don't know what goes on with that or how that happens. And Melissa J, the Wicked Stepmother flosses do go fast. I know once they're up, they go really fast. Message Frankie and Aranda. Message them if you're looking for some of the colors specifically. And, they also will try to make you a specific color if you need one. So if you need one, she's got some adorable designs going up on her Etsy site. She has a Halloween words, and I tended to have them printed, and I didn't. Go me. Because she's got these Halloween words, and I want to use my Jack and Diane orange, which I didn't grab. But in my Hey Jude, Frankie, are you hearing me? This is how I want to do these. You could do Spooky or Hey Jude. I think I'm going to do Hey Jude. But my Jack and Diane, and then this Hey Jude, and do the letters stripedy. She's got Boo and Spooky, and I think Halloween is the other words. She's got a little Halloween town. It's really cute. And a little witch shoes. So cute. So, but I want to do those words done that way. But yeah, just message her if you haven't been able to nab any fast enough, and let me know, and let her know that you're looking for some and you keep missing out. I bet she can, I bet she'll work with you and get you situated. Linda, I hope your procedure Friday went smoothly. I hope you're feeling okay. and just holler and let me know how you're doing, because I do worry about y'all. And even though I don't ever get to see you like for real, I think about y'all all the time. And I pray for like all my Flosstube friends, and if y'all got something specific going on, I do specifically say. So I am trying to send all the good juju. Mary Jo said they went to San Antonio for their anniversary trip. And there was a little Irish pub they were in that was a lot of fun. She said they don't drink very much, but that they went in there and it was super fun. The river walk is beautiful any time of the year, but in the winter, it's not really cold and you can walk around down there. And I think the little pub y'all are in might have been Dirty Molly's. Was it Dirty Molly's? It's such a fun little, like a piano bar sing-along thing. It's super fun. But yeah, the river walk in San Antonio is one of my favorite things on the planet. It's like the French Quarter for me. Any place that I can walk where I want to walk to, that I don't have to get in the car and be subject to James Williams' crazy driving or other people's crazy driving, and I can just get up and walk where I want to go, makes me so happy. So I'm glad y'all had a good time, and I hope everybody gets a chance to go there at least once and check it out. It's right there. You're within walking distance to Alamo. I mean, everything is fabulous right there. Okay, Cheryl, and I left it right here where I can grab it, Cheryl. Okay. Cheryl Loves Purple asked about my Patriotic House Trio. Mine ended up being 163 by 75. If you look, you can see why 75 instead of 77, because I did not leave enough space between here and here. I started stitching on my border, not in the right place, obviously. I never plan ahead, okay? I'm the seat of the pants person. Each one of my little things has like 4 to 6 stitches added in between, yes, added. Because it should be 61 by 77, so it should be 180 something when it's finished. But I took 4 to 6 out on each space to crunch it in. And then I just kind of had to finagle things around. If you will look on Aggie Rachel on Instagram, she said she finished hers this way, and she did 5. She put 5 stitches in between each last blade of grass. I don't have the pattern anymore, or I'd hold it up and show y'all. But she put 5 stitches in between each last blade, and that filled the gap for her. And then also, while we're talking about this one, Bumble Stitcher did a conversion to this for the Union Jack and stuff. So look on Bumble Stitcher, and she did a conversion for the Union Jack. Now, I did not finish this. Our Ann finished it for me. That's why this is the one piece I have that is a absolutely beautiful finish. Veronica asked who my finisher was. Sadly, it's me. It is not Ann, because all her things are perfection. I mean, look at that. Look around there. It is absolutely perfect. I mean, it's gorgeous. But I didn't leave enough space to put, there should be another row here in between each one. But see, I didn't have enough because I'd already started my border at some point without finishing this border first, because that's how I do. I'm sure I was probably stitching on something. Maybe I don't know, maybe the blue in the flag or something. And then when I went to see how I'd have to go on the end, I probably stitched the end piece somewhere and then realized that to make it meet right, I didn't have enough space. Somewhere, somehow, something went wrong. So I didn't put any of these and leave enough space there. So, but I love this thing. And Anne finished it to perfection because she met everything up. See, look there. And of course, this is me down here, but Look at that. It is beautiful, 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 beautiful. And finish that one. That's why it's perfect. And happy anniversary in July to Kathy. And Cindy has her 44th on the 25th of July. So go y'all. Happy, happy. And then Ava, and I talked about that at the front. Becca is Sam Bree, S-A-M-B-R-I-E, Sam Bree Stitches on YouTube. And you should watch because she's a doll and she's the best. Is that everything, y'all? Lord have mercy. Now I got all kinds of the shares from last week, which I left in the other room. We'll pretend like they're here. Or shall I go grab them? I'm gonna knock everything off if I try to get up in here. So I'm just gonna tell y'all. The Summer Jubilee, the recipient for it is Linda McGrew. Linda McGrew. If you will holler and send me your, because I'll need your mailing address. So y'all, if y'all email me at Niecielynn at Yahoo, and I didn't get to the post office this week. Sorry y'all, I didn't get to the post office this week. So Summer Jubilee goes to Linda McGrew, but I don't have it in here because it's in there. The Merrymaking Mini, I do have in here. Yay. Here. And it goes to Angela West. Angela, if you'll send me your address. And the blue set, the blue Wicked Stepmother set of thread goes to Tracy Wood. Tracy Wood, if you'll send me your address. And then the pretty set, because one was pretty and one was blue, goes to, and I'm probably going to mess you up, Terry. You always sign Q, I think, but it's Terry, T-E-R-R-V, Sturdivant, S-T-U-R-D-E-V-A-N-T, Terry Sturdivant. So if you will send me your address for the other set of threads, and I'll get those in the mail. I usually go on Saturday, but I wanted to wait because it was a holiday weekend and I didn't want to try to get things laying around until then. And then I was like, oh dang, every day this week the post office looked like nuts, so I didn't go. So I will go probably on Saturday or Monday. So this week's shares are going to be, we had this guy here, Liberty, have Liberty. And then I grabbed this that one of y'all sent. I was thinking of this because it was so cute. So where am I gonna write this? I'm running out, my page is all full here, so I'm having to write this inside here. Okay, so the shares this week will be Liberty by Lizzie Kate. This, how's it? There we go. Something's on sideways all the time. So Liberty by Lizzie Kate. If you're interested in this one, use the word Liberty. And if you're interested in, this is so cute, but I will never get around to stitching it. Thank y'all for sending it. It is beautiful. So cute. This is Debbie Mom kit. And just write, use the word tea, like T-E-A, like if you like to drink tea or don't drink tea or only drink it hot or only drink it cold. Let me know about how you like tea or not tea. And then, so these will be the 2 shares this week. And make sure you subscribe and like, and then comment with the word tea or Liberty if you want either one of these shares. Send me your address if you are one of the recipients for last week's. And I guess I will jump off of here and get it started uploading maybe before it's too late. Y'all have a happy Friday, have a good weekend, and stay safe and enjoy your stitching. Bye.